This is a fold of work, of other people's work from back in the 90s, and this first one is Christopher Daybell, I think. It's his right, yes it is. Christopher Daybell. It's a photocopy. He used to hang out in Bewley's, outside Bewley's, with a big stack of his work. And no doubt he'd have his berry with his red star on at the moment. Yeah, anyway, so this one's called Sybil. I am Sybil, the three eyes of Eve. It is the moon, the skies are the mood. Which may you find, which way, here, I have to do Christopher justice. Okay, Christopher. Sybil. I am Sybil, the three eyes of Eve. It is the moon, the skies, or the mood, which way you find me. But each eye is true to itself in the living moment. Each eye partially excludes the others. I am the country as it was. There is welcome and food and drink. But the slant of my second eye has seen demons in human form. I have taken the demons to myself and explored the great hole in my head, which means everything or nothing. My third eye is cool and detached. It is cerebral and determined, full of instinct, certainty. I have built myself around my third eye. It is myself, as the world knows me now. But even as its vision grows more clear, I will never lose my triangular head, the pain of it, the adventures in its three eyes. And that was the 27th of the 8th, 1994, Christopher Daybell. This one, I'm trying to make out the signature. If you can make it out there, the name. I think it was a man who gave it to me. We were down at some poetry thing down in Belmullet, and it was very appropriate at the time when he handed it to me in the bar. It was the mid 90s. Moon of strong cold. We were in the time of the winter, in the time when the earth sleeps. We were in the time of memories, cold light, crescent shadows against our adobe walls. What was lost and now barren, remembered in the warmth of our union with each other, became alive once again. We were in the time of raw and cold, winds of snow, of ice on the water's edge, our eyes reflecting the quiet we felt, our arms crossed in front of our bodies, keeping in the last of the summer's warmth. We were in the time of winter dreams, wanderings of the white spirit across the hard and frozen ground, into the snow stars and beyond. We lowered ourselves gently into our past, watching the ghost dances, the time of the harvest, the time of the hunt, the time for moving on. All of this we painted without minds. All of this we recorded for those who would follow us, and for those who had finished their journeys at the edge of the winter, where the chill winds could not reach them. We left our footprints for them to follow. And this one is by Pat Griffin. I used to know Pat Griffin for 30 years, and she passed away December 2019. This one's called The Sweet and Heavy Earth of Germany. She had the most beautiful voice for poetry, and her poetry is beautiful. I've spent Christmas in the pure, still air of Irish countryside, and been festooned with paper streamers in England at Yuletide, and enticed by the tinsel glamour of American furbelows, but the tender flame of Weihnacht, I don't know if I pronounced that right, suffuses every soul. It glows from the sweet, heavy earth of Germany. I have tasted the muted elegance of English upper crust, and sank my teeth into the lush flesh of France, delectable and tangy peach, whose juice is hidden in a velvet glove. I have swilled poitín around my tongue, and incandescent to vapour in my skull, but pumpernickel dark spread out for me the sweet and heavy earth of Germany. I was lectured to think of her as flat, thick-skinned, hard-working, and only that. What a dastardly distortion of reality, whose unconscious is thronged with cold-blood trees and Gothic feet entwined in agony, gaunt faces of a gnomic angularity, and angels with strange eyes. I have known the flipperty gibbets of my land, and the limited reasonable reasoning of England, and the rapier melting heat of French elan, but she has minds that dare to dive as deep through slumberish worlds to hell. I've missed the Wandervogel, Wanderingen, marching through forests, all exuberant, singing, and the massed blooms beneath the linden tree, orange and puce and purple and hot pink, a dissonant, rich brew in which to sink, to find the power source. It frightens me in the sweet, heavy earth of Germany. And that's Pat Griffin. Another one from Christopher Daybell. Just going to take a sup of tea. Christopher. It's called Leinster House. Leinster House. The master of the whip has always lived here. When he was a duke, you heard the crunch of bones under the hooves, the baying of the dogs in the house. When the servants took possession, they made their own exclusions, keeping the stables at Foxrock beside the racecourse. They could not maintain themselves without divisions, and how was that to be done unless the bells of Leinster House were heard in Holyhead and Glasgow? Much later on, there was talk of an economic boom, and you could say it existed if you believe there is life in a flogged horse. When the ribs no longer jut out, but are swathed in sagging flesh with no muscled quarters. And when this Pegasus flew amidst the the risen eagle and the kites. They did not like its gruesome form. It must be reigned in Brussels and London. Let it whinny away in rhyme. But the master was in Dusseldorf or Boston, the way it should be. Lately, the horse has really gone to the knacker's yard, for the hair shirt was gambled on it. Pissed and pissed off, the dogs growl around the foreigners and their licensees, seeing what they can scavenge. The licensees are tricked out in new wool like spring lambs. The lambs and the mongrel foxes have laid together in a most ambivalent position, and there is a smell of bones about the house, which is really all the servants ever expected, and the long summer holidays. As Christopher Daybell, 12th of May 1994. So another one of Christopher's. Let's take a break. Stop there a second. I'll just continue. I'll just do two more Christopher's. It's a long story. Christopher Daybell. Evensong, the 17th of July, 1994. Oh, look, it's a drawing. It says, with apologies, Michelangelo, Last Judgment, 1994. Veronica Haywood. God is a great football, said the clergyman to the 5 old parishioners at Evensong in a church in Shropshire. They were gazing at him in horror. He goes crashing around the universe seeking the net, and all the planets and fixed stars are midfielders and defenders. A comet is a blasting run from Romario. A meteor is a player in the asteroid field that runs from Jupiter to Mars. A penalty kick is a meteorite that can strike planet Earth at any time. At any time. Now, my dearly beloved brothers and sisters, we have all received the yellow card at some time, for only Christ was the perfect football player, the man who never lost control of the ball, for he was the ball. But it is the red card in the pocket of the referee we all strive to avoid, even on bended knee. The referee is God the Father, before time and after time, and so close to the ball that we can never know if he moved the ball or the ball moved him. As Anglicans, we can only condemn the wicked blasphemy of Maradona, the Argentinian, who claimed that one of the beautiful goals was the head of Maradona and the hand of God. God is the perfect football, the indecisible absolute, and if only in a small way, we are all part of the great game in the sky. What can we do but bless the new world order that is come upon us? Surely we sons and daughters of Adam and Eve now live in eternal summer, for it is round, global, with 26 black and white squares painted on it in gloss. And this new plastic ball floats so free that it is ever harder to control. Think of the 35 wars raging among us. What are they but God's travail? The packed defence, the cynical foul, the contrived fall, the corner kick, the flick of the head into the back of the net, the goal which is the stroke of genius in the image of God. As I end this shortened service, I ask you to rise and sing with full hearts the words of John Bunyan, who well understood the valley of sin and called us from the 17th century to remain cardless, immaculate. He who would valiant be, gainest against all disaster. Let him in constancy follow the master. And that's Christopher Daybell, 19th of July, 1996. And this last one of Christopher's is called Night Owls. Night owls. And did you see them, remnants of the ball? The ones who drank away the taxi fare? Did pigeons peck around their purpled fall? Or some dark stranger tried to fell the fur? And was it worth it, all that press and maul? Or did you see me going out with her? So much puke and porter without Paul. But they can't say they saw the summer ball. I'm Gillian. I'm scatty love it all. I bought a dress to match my sequined hair. I'm Declan, somewhat serious with all. I want to get my oats just anywhere. I'm Professor Hartley Witherall, my marriage varnished like the summer air. I'm Brenda, fella took me by surprise. It could have been a porter in disguise. And such a way to spend and spread your all. The music floats upon the city dust. It's even louder than the buttery bell and denser than 400 years of must. The college has this entertainment spell, and it reads it at commencements with the rust, and so all can say that grants are worth it all to be a remnant of the summer ball. Christopher Daybell, 20th of May 1994. And that's probably when we used to, the place was called La Cave, and it was off Grafton Street. Can't think of the name of the street now offhand. And down in the basement there was a bar, and they'd have a kind of a poetry songwriting night, and I sang my new songs there, and Christopher used to get up and recite. There was a whole bunch of people who used to recite and sing stuff there. It was good. I'll just finish with this one. I think this must be Josephine's. It's JOB, 20th of the 3rd, 95. So that could be Josephine O'Byrne. If it's not, I don't know who it is. It's called Shifting Sands. Upon the sands of time, footprints of experiences, waves flow, sands sift to alter our path. With time and space, the blowing winds will offer bright sunshine to our adventures and creations of new shifting sands. that? Oh, I could see do that one. Laura, she was American. I think she must have used to perform at this thing in La Cave. Laura Guilfoyle, 10th of the 7th, 1994. Dedicated to John Guilfoyle, 1959 to 1984. Oblivion. Sprawled across the vinyl seat, arms folded across his chest, Marlboros on the dashboard and a plastic lighter, his right foot dangling from the open car door. The engine ran out. Mother thought he was trying to escape. I knew he was just getting comfortable. No, so that's that. That's a story.